The biggest problem for modern men is oneitis. That thing where you will do anything you can to get one woman or keep one woman, to obsess over one woman and to be terrified that she leaves, or if she already has left, to constantly think about her and think about her and think about her and think about her and ruin your own happiness. Oneitis will destroy your life. Oneitis can destroy your happiness, your finances, your physical health, your career. And there's been many examples of famous men who have been destroyed, their careers, and in many cases, sometimes even their lives, because they had oneitis for some girl. In this video, I'm going to give you the 9 steps to avoid oneitis so that you will never have to feel oneitis ever again. And by the end of this video, when you understand these 9 steps and put them into practice in your life, you will never feel oneitis ever again. That doesn't mean you won't like somebody. You can fall in love without having oneitis, but you'll never experience the actual needy, negative feelings of oneitis ever again. Let's get into it right now. Step number 1, realize it's not her, it's you. Let me explain something to you. The emotions you feel inside your body, inside your mind, are not things that other people beam into you with their laser eyes like Superman. Your feelings come from one place. They come from you. They're not coming from the fact that you think she's so perfect, or that no other girl will ever be like her, or that no other girl will be that hot or good in bed or smart or a combination thereof. No, these are feelings that are coming from you. These are irrational feelings that are coming from within your own brain. They are not a reflection of reality, not in any way whatsoever. Matter of fact, let me add 2 facts to that. Number 1, there are millions upon millions of women on the earth. There are likely hundreds of thousands of decent women, attractive women in your city alone within a 30-mile radius of your house. The odds that she is literally the best woman out of all these women are almost 0. That means there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of women available to you who are just as good as her, if not better. She's replaceable. Trust me on this. Fact number 2, she will not be in your life forever anyway. Even if you get this woman, or even if you have this woman, or even if you have this woman and are afraid of leaving this woman, or even if this woman has already dumped you and you want her back, she will leave you most likely anyway. That is how women are wired. Women are biologically wired to leave men. That's why 3/4 of all girlfriend-boyfriend relationships are terminated by the woman. 70 to 80% of all divorces are initiated by the women. Women leave men. That's what women do. All relationships are temporary, and that includes marriage. Yes, the odds are overwhelming. She's going to leave you anyway. So she's not the only one. There are many others who match up to her or better, and she's going to leave you anyway. Remember these facts. All these irrational feelings are not coming from any facts. They're coming from your own irrational brain. As a matter of fact, that is step number 2. Realize that these feelings are literally chemicals in your brain. These are a few little squirts of chemicals in your brain. I'm going to give you a quote from a guy in the pickup artist community from many years ago. This was a psychologist. His name was Franco. He was a genius. He actually wrote some books on the topic. And here's a quote from him. Falling in love is an organic biological psychosis, the purpose of which is to keep 2 individuals long enough together to guarantee pregnancy to happen and the care of the child long enough for the child to survive. Exactly. These are biological chemical reactions in your brain to ensure that you reproduce and to ensure that the mom sticks around long enough until the child is at least 3 or 4 years old when it can walk around and do things on its own. That's what these feelings are. These feelings are not because she is your soulmate, okay? These feelings aren't because this is the best woman I can ever get. These feelings aren't because this is the only woman who will have sex with me. These feelings are because I fucked 57 girls and she's the best one. These feelings are the result of a temporary, keyword temporary, chemical reaction in your brain. You are basically a wet robot following chemical reactions in your brain that you have very little control over. You've got to remember and recognize this. This is, again, not a reflection of any objective reality at all. Step number 3, find greater meaning in your life. I have found over the years that most men who get oneitis, and it's a lot of men, tend to be guys who don't have a lot going on in their lives. These are guys who have their boring bullshit corporate job, and they go home, they eat dinner, they watch some Netflix, they might hang out with their buddies maybe, and then they go to bed. And that's their life. Well, if your life is that simple and that plain and that boring, then no wonder some cute girl with a nice ass who has a funny laugh and is not dumb strikes you with total oneitis. If you have more meaning in your life, the lower the odds become that you will get oneitis. I have not felt the emotion of oneitis in well over 20 years. And I promise you, the number one reason for that is I have great meaning in my life. I have a mission, I have goals, I have spiritual beliefs, I have exciting projects I'm always working on. I have a wonderful, exciting life that has nothing to do with women. Yes, women are a component of my life, that is true. But outside that component, that part that is non-woman related is very exciting to me, has great deep meaning to me down to my soul. If all you have in life is I gotta pay the bills, or I gotta graduate college, or I gotta impress my mom, or I gotta raise my kid, or whatever the fuck, these are not great sources of meaning. I'm not saying they're not important, I'm saying they're not great sources of meaning. Find meaning in your life. Step number 4. Find a mission. My book, The Unchained Man, at alphamalebook.com gives specific instructions on how to do this. A mission is why you work, why you get up in the morning and you go to work. Beyond just, I gotta pay the dumb bills, which has no meaning. Your mission is why you work, it is why you live, it is the meaning behind your life. It is the whole structure behind which you derive all of your goals and all of your projects and everything else in your life. If you have a strong mission, you are far less likely to get oneitis. Now, is it possible you could still get oneitis with a strong mission? Yes, it's possible, especially if you fuck up on the other steps. But again, if you have a strong mission that you've clarified that matches you perfectly, that motivates you, the odds of you getting oneitis for any woman drop because you have that meaning in your life. Once again, oneitis is often a symptom of lack of meaning in the rest of your life. You don't want to lack meaning. You want to be a man of meaning, which means you'll have oneitis less often, if ever. By the way, if you like this kind of content, I post 3 videos a week at this channel on how to set up location-dependent income and how to date multiple attractive women all at the same time without cheating and without any drama. I live a lifestyle like this, and I talk about this on these videos, so if you have any interest in these topics, you should subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, leave a like on this video, and leave a comment on this video. Doesn't really matter what you say. The more interactivity I get on this content, the more this content I can provide for you for free, but I do have several videos a week at this channel. Number 5, set goals and work on them. Specific goals. Specific. I want to make more money is not a goal, okay? I want a girlfriend is also not a goal. It's not specific enough. I want to lose weight, not a goal, not specific enough. Specific objectives. I make $130,000 a year in pre-tax net profit in location independent income, deadline December 31st. That's a goal. And then you make plans to back up those goals, and then you actually work on those goals at least 5 days a week, if not 7 days a week. Again, when you're focused on the direction of goals that are exciting to you, that have meaning, and ideally are tied to your mission, far less likely for you to get oneitis because you have a focus. Most men in the world today have no focus. Like I said, they go to their bullshit job, they go home to their bullshit apartment, they watch their bullshit TV shows, they hang out with their bullshit friends, and if they have a girlfriend, they get yelled at by their girlfriend or wife, who they have oneitis for, and that's their life. No wonder they get oneitis. By the way, your goals should be not only specific, they should be written down and reviewed regularly. I review my goals every morning, 6 days a week. So I never forget. I have affirmations, I rewrite my goals, I do all those things because I never want to forget why I'm working, what my focus area is, and I certainly don't want oneitis. And I don't do that just to not get oneitis. There's also benefits to goals, and that you may achieve your goals. You're more likely to achieve your objectives if you know exactly what they are and you review them often. Number 6, exercise hard at least once every 48 hours. I am not sure why this is. I have my own theories. I am not a fitness expert, obviously. But I have seen and experienced with many guys I've talked to, many guys I've observed, men who exercise hard regularly. Now, when I mean hard, I mean you are at the gym or doing something, running outside, and you're sweating and you're breathing hard. You're not on your stupid exercise bike turning and talking to your buddy, and you're not even winded. That's not hard. You're not doing easy weightlifting and shit like that. Hard. You're exercising hard at least once every 48 hours. That's once every other day. You are less likely to get oneitis. Is it impossible to get oneitis? No, it's still possible. There are definitely fit, ripped guys who exercise a lot who have hardcore oneitis. That's right, because they're missing the other aspects of these 9 steps. But again, you're putting the odds in your favor when you exercise a lot. I don't know really why this is. I have some theories about maybe oxygen to the brain, health, an overall sense of vitality. You're less likely to be negative and feel shitty. You also get better sleep. Exercise ties into so many other things. But I know for a fact, if you exercise hard, regularly, at least once every other day, your odds of getting oneitis go way down. Step number 7. Boy, is this a big one. And this is what a lot of guys screw up on. Matter of fact, this is almost the norm these days. Never let too much time go without any sex. So here is a hard and fast rule you should adopt in your life. And I talk about this in The Unchained Man at alphamalebook.com. You should set a standard for your life. From now on, for the rest of your life, an unbreakable standard that you will never let more than 6 weeks to go by without you having sex with a woman you find attractive. 6 weeks should be your maximum. When men go past 6 weeks, when they go into 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, a lot of you guys are doing this, aren't you? Guess what happens to your levels of neediness when you run into a girl who is not like the rest? They skyrocket. The odds for oneitis increase exponentially when you go without sex. And I don't want to hear any of your fucking excuses. Well, I was busy with work. Well, I was traveling. Or I just went through a divorce. I don't care. I will use myself as an example. Since my conversion to Alpha Male 2.0, 15 years ago, there has only been 2 times in the last 15 years I have gone 30 days, that's only 4 weeks, much less 6, 4 weeks without having sex, okay? And both of them were a really long time ago, over 10 years ago. The first time was when it was December and the city I lived in at the time was hit by a massive snowstorm and no one could drive anywhere for like 2 weeks. I was literally snowed into my house. And then when the snow cleared up, it was Christmas. Hard to get laid during the week of Christmas because everyone's doing Christmas stuff. Okay, that's the first time. The second time was about 2 years later, again about 10 years ago, where I was on this crazy whirlwind trip in Asia, where I was visiting multiple cities just a few days at a time, and I hit a whole bunch of cities over a period of like 3 weeks, and I didn't have sex during that time. That's it. Other than that, I've had sex pretty much every week for the past 15 years. I don't have dry spells. I don't let myself go anywhere near 6 weeks. I'm being nice by giving you 6 weeks. Now, you can give me all kinds of excuses about how you think sex isn't that important and all that other stuff. I am telling you for a fact, if you go without sex, the odds of oneitis go up. And I have seen numerous men go through this, including men in serious relationships or marriages where they're not having sex with their wife, but also men who are single and not having sex and have oneitis for some chick. When you don't have sex, you invite oneitis into your life. Make sure you set a standard to always have sex at least once every 6 weeks for the rest of your life. If I can do it, you can do it. I've done this for 15 years straight. It's not that hard. Step number 8, and this is another big one, and this is basically an Alpha Male 2.0 hallmark. When you are attracting new women and or dating current women, never, ever, ever focus on just one woman. There's a concept in Alpha Male 2.0 called de facto monogamy. And here's how it works. You have multiple FBs, multiple MLTRs, you're dating multiple women, and over time you get complacent or lazy or busy with work or some other bullshit beta male excuse. And let's say you're seeing 3 women, you let one float away, you let another float away, and then you wake up one day and you realize it's been 4 months and you've only had sex with one woman. Congratulations, you're now monogamous, and guess what? You probably have oneitis too. You never, ever have just one woman as a focus in your sex life or relationship life. I don't care if you're dating, I don't care if you're single, I don't care if you're married. I'm married, but I have an OLTR marriage where it's open and I have sex with FBs on the side whenever I want, and I do every week. Obviously, I love my wife and she's the only person I love and she's the one I care about the most, but I'm not completely focused on just one woman. There's always several women in my life. There should always be at least 2 women in your sex life at all times. Monogamy, including de facto monogamy, invites oneitis. As a matter of fact, the entire structure of monogamy is conducive to the concept of oneitis. It brings oneitis into your life and shoves it into your brain even when you're not expecting it. Because now if you break up with her, she leaves you or divorces you, what have you, you're losing your only source of sex and your only source of feminine energy, the two things we need from women. Very dangerous, very dumb. Don't do it. And again, don't give me any bullshit excuses. Well, I got complacent. Well, I got tired. Well, I had a kid. Well, I travel a lot. Well, I got really busy with work. Well, I was going through a bankruptcy. No. Again, I have never been monogamous in the past 15 years, not once. And I've gone through ups and downs those 15 years. Everyone does. But I never use those things as an excuse to just cling to one woman and get oneitis. Don't allow yourself to do that, and the odds of you getting oneitis are really fucking low. It is pretty unusual to find a guy with oneitis who is dating multiple women he finds attractive. Almost always, right, guys with oneitis are either single and not having any sex, or they have one girlfriend or one wife. Why do you think that is? Think about it. Last step, step number 9, and this applies to some men, not all, but it is applying to more and more men that I see out there as the Western world continues to decline and as men become more pussified, beta, and feminine. And step 9 is, do not fall into the average looking woman habit. Here's what I mean. You might be the kind of guy who does get laid and does have sex with plenty of women and does have sex with a decent number of women, but none of them are very hot. On the scale from 1 to 10, according to you, not me, but you having sex with these women, you think these women are anywhere from 3s to 6s. Every once in a while, there might be a 7 in there. And that's pretty much all the women you're having sex with or dating, these average looking women. Now, on its face, is that wrong or bad? No, that's okay in and of itself. But here's the problem. I've seen this happen a million times with guys. You're having sex with 5, 6s, 7s, 5, 6s, 7s, 5, 6s, 7s. Then one day you have sex with a 9. Boom, instant oneitis. Why is that? Because you're not accustomed to having sex with women you find really attractive, really, really good looking. And when you get into the average woman habit, it is much easier for some cute girl to come along and smack you on the side of the head with oneitis, and suddenly you have oneitis and you don't even know why. I know why. It's because you've been having sex with 6s for the past 4 or 5 years, and you finally have sex with an 8 or a 9 or God forbid a 10, and now you have instant oneitis because you're not accustomed to having sex with really attractive women. This is why when I made my conversion to Alpha Male 2.0 way back in 2007, I made a pact with myself that I would only have sex with women who I found to be really, really hot, starting from day one. And rarely has there been an exception to that rule. Now, there have been some exceptions. I've been doing this for 15 years, but those are the exceptions and not the rule. I am now very comfortable and very accustomed to having sex with women I find really super hot. Not just hot, but really hot. And I've been like that for many, many, many years. So it is now pretty much impossible for some, matter of fact, it is impossible for some radically attractive woman physically to come along and smack me with oneitis because she's just as hot as all the other women I've been having sex with over the past several years. You see how this works? So be very aware and very careful of you getting in the habit of having sex with average women or certainly even ugly women. You must have sex with attractive women. And if you don't have the confidence to do that, get it. If you don't know how to do that, learn. We have lots of resources for you at Alpha Male 2.0. There's resources all over the internet. Take action and improve. That's it. Those are the 9 steps. If you do all 9 of these things, I promise you will never have oneitis ever again. I also promise that if you are currently experiencing oneitis, you are probably violating not one, but probably several of these steps. And as I went through them, you probably went, yeah, I'm not doing that. Right, exactly. If you're under the age of 35, I strongly suggest you watch this video here because oneitis is more susceptible for younger men, and I'll see you in that video.